Welcome to Local Matters. Today we begin in Plymouth. You may have a lot of things hanging around your house that you no longer need, like small appliances, clothing that no longer fits or seemed like a good idea at the time, things you can donate to others. But what about your medicine cabinet? Your prescriptions are for you. What's safe for you could be harmful to someone else. The best way to dispose of unused medication is through a drug take-back program. And Julie invited Caitlin McSweeney, Kelly Maycomer, and Hannah Pantaleos to talk about the best way to dispose of unused medications and an upcoming event to do just that.
So welcome to Caitlin, Kelly, and Hannah. I'm going to get right into it. Caitlin, October is National Substance Abuse Prevention Month. What is the significance of having a month dedicated just to this issue?
So having a month dedicated to substance misuse is really important to continue to raise awareness, drug education, destigmatizing substance use, and to provide an overall understanding of how addiction impacts our community. We aim to share resources and talk with folks and build connections with them. Through forming relationships to our fellow community members, we're able to support each other and, more importantly, feel a bit of connection to each other as COVID-19 continues to isolate people in ways we're not accustomed to. It's important to note that connection is key in eliminating the need to use substances. When someone is struggling with substance use, connecting with others and having a community of support around you really helps.
Definitely. Great. Thank you. Now, you're coordinating a medication disposal event, which is super important. Can you tell me the details and how people can get involved in this?
Sure. I first want to start off by saying while we're hosting an event, anyone at any point in time, if you'd like to dispose any unused or unwanted medications, you can do so by dropping them off at your local police department. We're really fortunate in Plymouth County that all police departments have a drop box for unwanted and unused medications, so you can contact them for more info. So each year we have 2 designated National Drug Take-Back Days in April and October. So to coincide with the October National Drug Take-Back Day, we're hosting our event on Saturday, October 24th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Plymouth Police Department. We chose to do a drive-through style this year so people can just drive through, dispose their unwanted medications in addition to sharps such as needles and syringes this year as well. We have a few items we'll be giving folks who attend the event, so be on the lookout for that. You can also engage with us on social media. You can follow PYDC Plymouth, and we have a Facebook event called RX Drug Take Back Event, and you can find us there as well.
Excellent. Great information. Now, Kelly, this event is a collaboration between multiple organizations. Can you talk about how this event came to fruition?
Yeah, definitely. So good morning. This event is something that we always really enjoy doing. So the National Drug Take Back event through the DEA happens twice a year. But this event really, came through just collaboration with all of our partners. So PYDC is a coalition that exists based on partnerships. So a lot of different sectors of the community coming to the table and working on the issue of really substance use prevention, but PCO has always been a great partner, as well as the Plymouth Police Department for this event specifically. So we're just, together we're more effective in all the events we do. So we chose to partner with PCO and the police department for this event. And yeah, we've always really worked closely with them and just figured it was a good event to do together.
Excellent. Now, it should be common sense, but why is it so important to dispose of old medications? And I want to follow up on that. Why is it not a good idea to throw them in the trash or put them down the drain?
Yeah, that's a great question. So just most importantly, I think what a lot of people don't, like when we think of someone using a substance for the first time, a lot of times we think, a drug dealer on the street is where they're getting their drugs from. But in reality, the data tells us that that's actually not the case. So usually the first access point for young people is through a medicine cabinet of either a friend or family member. A study from the National Institute on Drug Abuse found that on average, every day in the United States, 2,000 teenagers will use a prescription medication for the first time without a doctor's guidance. And then that same survey found that 70% of people who abuse prescription pain relievers got them from friends or relatives. So we know that it's really, really important to get those leftover substances or maybe just unused, unwanted, expired substances out of the medicine cabinet to keep friends and families and community members safe. the second part to that question, why is it important not to just throw them in the, toilet or throw them in the trash? So obviously when you're throwing a substance into, a toilet, it's going into the water, just could potentially be harmful to the environment in general. So there's a lot of proper ways that you can dispose at home. And, we share a lot of that information on our website and social media. But this just really gives people a safe place, one day in the fall, one day in the spring to have that drop-off point. So yeah, just I guess overall just being more safe for the environment. I don't know if Hannah or Caitlin maybe want to follow up on that, but that would be our biggest point.
Okay, we'll do that towards the end, definitely.
Yes.
Hannah, can you talk a little bit about Plymouth Outreach and what your mission is and what it actually does?
Yeah, absolutely. So Plymouth County Outreach is a collaboration of the 27 municipal police departments in Plymouth County, as well as the Bridgewater State University Police Department. And we work with law enforcement, recovery coaches, and several other community partners such as PYDC to provide resources and support to individuals who are living with substance use disorder and their loved ones. We support all pathways to treatment, including harm reduction, and we recognize that recovery is not a one-size-fits-all approach.
And you're more into the intervention end of this versus the prevention end of this. And if people can't make the event where we're going to be dropping off unused prescription drugs, where other things can they do, and what other places can they dispose of their medications?
Yeah, so as Caitlin mentioned previously, every police department in Plymouth County has a drug disposal box in the lobby that's available to the public 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, where you can safely dispose of all your unused medications. And if you want to look up more information on what you can and can't dispose of in those boxes, you can visit the Drug Enforcement Agency website.
Okay, excellent. And ladies, let's do a final walkthrough of this. And can you tie it into right now how I would think substance abuse is on the rise, that a lot of people are suffering from different forms of depression. How is that all playing into making this so critically important, especially this year? And Caitlin, let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I was talking a little bit about that earlier. Like, this pandemic has really impacted us in a lot of ways that we're not used to, being more isolated, not being able to go places, and dealing with that anxiety and depression of it all. So I think this event is super important right now because people might have more things at home that they're not necessarily used to having at home, and all their kids are home, whether that's partially through remote learning or hybrid or what have you. So people are home more, and we want to make sure that our homes are safe. So in doing so, I think it's really important for an event like this and just raising awareness and sharing that you can drop off your unused and unwanted medications and making that more known to people, because I think not everyone realizes that they have the opportunity to do so in a safe way. So I think that's really the crux of our event.
Exactly. And Kelly, we could use this as a teaching moment for all those children that are home about why it's important to discard medications that are old or unused, correct?
Yeah, I think it's a great teaching moment, based around those facts that I pointed out earlier. I think it's important for young people to know that oftentimes prescription medications are misused. I also think it's important to point out that if you are somebody that's thinking about attending the drug take back, but you're nervous about COVID-19, which is a really valid concern, we'll all be wearing masks during the event and practicing physical distancing. So we're going to keep this event as safe as possible for anyone that might be considering, but is just feeling a little uncertain. Just wanted to add that to the list there.
Right, and being a drive-through makes it as safe as you possibly can do it. And Hannah, final thoughts from you? Any final thoughts, Hannah?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so just going off what Caitlin and Kelly said, this pandemic has been hard on everyone, but so much about recovery is about connections, and I think people are really missing those connections. Doing AA and NA meetings on Zoom and stuff like that just isn't the same. So I think having this event in person and being safe about it is the smart way to do it. People can get out of their houses, get rid of their medications, and pick up some resources and swag while they do it.
So we urge all of you to participate in the October 24th from 10 to 2 at the Plymouth Police Department. Bring in all your unused and expired medications. Ladies, Caitlin, Kelly, and Hannah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, back to you.
Thank you, Julie. If you have questions about the October 24th event, email hpantaleos@plymouthcountyoutreach.org. On Sunday, October 11th, head over to the Kingston Collection from 11 to 4 for their Farmers Market and Food Truck Festival. There will be music, a 50-50 raffle, local produce, artisan and craft tables, and hopefully a beautiful New England fall day. A suggested donation per person will benefit Habitat for Humanity of Greater Plymouth. Lift your spirits, enjoy the day, and help bring affordable homes to people who deserve them. To learn more about the vendors and entertainment, visit the Kingston Collection website. Follow up your Sunday fun with the Duxbury Free Library's outdoor showing of family favorite The Goonies, in which a group of young misfits discover an ancient map and set out on an adventure to find lost treasure. It's happening at 6:30 on the library's lawn. Bring a blanket and your masks. Guided hikes with the Wildlands Trust are back and will begin on October 14th at Pudding Hill Reservation in Marshfield. Volunteer leader and land steward Mike Arsenault will take you through a new 1.5-mile loop trail, ending by taking a spur trail to Chandler's Pond. Mike will point out the myriad habitats and wildlife found on this glacial ridge, where you'll hike through a pondside meadow, past a bubbling stream, and through a pine-covered ridge. Hikers must be 18 and up, wear a mask at all times, and wear blaze orange clothing. There's no hunting here, but the safe side, always a good bet. You'll step off at 5 p.m. Visit the Wildlands Trust website to register. Roasting marshmallows while sipping hot cocoa is a beloved tradition here in New England. But have you ever roasted marshmallows over a machoon? And what is a machoon? In Wampanoag language and culture, it is a canoe made from burning and scraping out the interior of a large log. Machoon making is one of the most popular exhibits at Plymouth Patuxent's Wampanoag home site, and on October 16th from 7 to 8 p.m., they invite you to Plymouth After Dark, marshmallows over the machoon. Sip hot cocoa, roast marshmallows, and learn how Native communities relied on fire to create these important boats used for fishing, travel, and commerce. Sounds like a perfect night. Visit plymouth.org to learn more. From now until October 29th, take in some history while you walk in the 90-minute Hometown Heroes Tour, a guided tour through downtown Plymouth to talk about the early days of Plymouth Colony and Plymouth's contributions to the Revolutionary War. Your tour guides are the spirit of Plymouth and must be reserved 48 hours in advance. Visit Hometown Heroes Tour at the See Plymouth website to learn more and register. If you're looking for some social distancing fun, head to the Duxbury Senior Center on October 15th for an afternoon of backyard games. Grab some snacks from home and meet up with new friends for bocce and cornhole in the Senior Center's newly renovated backyard patio. The Outside Social is part of the Duxbury Senior Center's LGBTQ events program, and all are welcome. To register, call Donna at 781-934-5774, extension 5730. We're all navigating the ever-changing challenges of COVID-19, which has been particularly difficult for seniors. There are resources to help. On October 15th, the Duxbury Senior Center is hosting Being a Senior Citizen in the Coronavirus Era, an optimistic and practical presentation with presenter Henry Quinlan. Through this informative discussion, you'll learn about tools to help combat loneliness, how to increase brain fitness, and build your emotional stamina. To register and receive your Zoom invite, visit the Senior Center's website. Here is Erica with an In the Schools update.
We are in week 3 of back-to-school remote and hybrid learning, and Silver Lake is still on a roll with these super informative PSAs. This week, I'm going to share with you lunch procedures and bathroom procedures.
I think it's time to get some lunch. It's time for lunch. It's time to munch, crunch, eat a bunch. It's time for lunch, not brunch. I'm starving. Lunch. It's time for lunch. It's time to munch, crunch, eat a bunch. It's time for lunch, not brunch. Eat some cheese.
Lunch in the hybrid model will also look different this year. In the hybrid model, there's only going to be 3 lunch ways. when students will be assigned to eat in the cafeteria and the gymnasium, where individual desks have been set up 6 feet apart. And don't worry, your dining space will be cleaned in between each lunch break.
Students will pick up free bag grab-and-go lunches in both locations, so you won't need any trays this year. Also important, there are no self-serve lines. Even if you are just getting milk, a lunch staff member will have to hand it to you.
Lining up at the cash will look similar to last year. And there will be a kiosk cart and gym serving the same options as the cash. Make sure to socially distance while in line. Each day there will be chicken patties, a pre-made salad, choice smoothies, and a meal of the day to choose from.
Don't forget to bring your ID. You will use the barcode on the card in order to get your lunch. Pro tip, wear a lanyard. It helps to make things go a lot faster.
Also, spread the word that lunch is free until December 31st for all students. It's important to note that this applies to all students every day, that lunch is served whether you're in the building or at home.
Pickup options will be available to remote students. Stay tuned for more information. One last thing, don't forget that breakfast is still available starting 7:15 in the cafeteria.
Is breakfast free too?
Yes.
That's free breakfast and free lunch for all students till December 31st?
You bet it's free.
It is.
Stay tuned for more info.
I think it's time to get some lunch. Lunch, it's time for lunch. Lunch, it's time to munch, crunch, eat a bunch. It's time for lunch, not brunch. I'm starving. Lunch, lunch, it's time for lunch.
Just a few helpful reminders. Students must have an eHall pass to use the bathroom. Log into eHall Pass with your school Google account. Pick your teacher and the appropriate bathroom. Bathrooms will be locked before school and during passing time. They will also be locked during the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of each class. Each bathroom will be restricted to 3 students at a time. Additional students must wait outside until someone exits. Students must follow the traffic pattern back to class. However, students are encouraged to cut through the courtyard to get to class faster. For example, you can exit the cafeteria restrooms into the courtyard near elevator 2, and walk across and re-enter either at the library or at the kiosk. Use hand sanitizer upon re-entering the classroom, and remind your teacher to end your pass.
Something to keep a lookout for is the upcoming parent-teacher conferences. These will take place on the morning of October 21st and the evening of October 22nd. More details and sign-up information will be sent out soon. Each school has been doing their best to keep parents and students informed about the ever-going changes happening in our districts. The Pembroke Public School District is excited to now offer a free, comprehensive K-12 mobile app for students, parents, and teachers. Go to the App Store or Google Play and search for Pembroke Public Schools. You can view the most recent school news, view calendar info, access school and staff info, and receive important alerts. As soon as you open the app, it gives you a banner with all the top stories and a multitude of other options to pick from. I'm not a parent, but looking at this app as an educator, it has a lot of useful information. If you're a student or a parent of a student and looking for more ways to help out your child, it's recommended you download this app. Elizabeth, back to you.
Thanks, Erica. If you're a comic book fanatic, there's good news. From now until October 25th, you can attend the Massachusetts Independent Comic Expo virtually. All month long, you'll have free access to cartoon workshops, discussion panels, raffle games, and the chance to check out all the latest and greatest local comics. All events will be streamed through Facebook Live and Crowdcast. If you miss an event, no worries. All workshops and panels will be posted on the MICE YouTube channel. Registration is a must. Visit miceexpo.org for more details. This isn't your grandmother's ballet. This ballet is from the future. On October 15th, the Museum of Science, in collaboration with the art pop band Arc Iris, is giving a behind-the-scenes look at iTMRW, a one-of-a-kind multimedia dance experience. Set in the year 2080, this dystopian tale takes you on a journey with Robert and his android girlfriend Jenny as they struggle to survive in a world where technology, greed, and chaos reign supreme. Join the cast and crew of this breathtaking production via live stream as they discuss their inspiration, what it takes to put on a show of this magnitude, and how they are transforming the show for its run at the Museum of Science's Charles Hayden Planetarium. This event is free, but you must register. Visit the Museum of Science Facebook page. Today, we welcome Tamora Israel to our virtual stage. Tamora is a poet, actor, writer, performer, and entrepreneur who has lived on Cape Cod for 13 years. This is her original piece.
Hi, my name is Tamora Israel. I'm going to read for you a poem I wrote called Darkness. This poem is about resiliency. This is darkness. Her darkness has wings. It was a gift from experience. Over the years, she's learned how to get back up after the impossible strikes again, how to soar after she stumbles, if only for a moment. She taught herself how to take a stance, plant her feet, and concentrate before she leaps. She's always been eager to jump and ready to pounce, craving presence and belonging. Come hell or high water, she will be the only one to define herself. The last thing she claimed was ownership of her name. Like Tina, she earned it, no turning back now. See, trauma presents in every different way. And for a long time, her trauma presented every single day. We're talking capital T trauma, talking habitual self-sabotage. We're talking giving names to your broken parts so you know who to call upon when the old habits start. Die hard they do and die hard they will is the understanding that brokenness is temporary. No one told her, but no one really had to. Where there is darkness, there will always be light. Where there is sadness, kindness can also be found. Where there is brokenness, lessons will be close behind. There's always a tomorrow to look forward to. She's tired and scared. But that hasn't stopped her before, so why should it now? She's gonna get back up, because that's what she does. She's going to be good at it because that's who she is. If you know someone like her, support them. If you are her, keep getting back up. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamora, and thank you for watching this episode of Local Matters. Follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook to keep updated on community stories and the ways that we shine a light on you. From all of us at PAC TV, have a happy and safe week. We'll see you next time.